Machine Dragon Nero reporting in. At long last, a customization I had been plotting and steadily working on is finally finished. This is my 2.0 of a Marvel Legends War Machine. I have been working on this guy honestly for a few years because I've been stalling and not really taking it seriously, and I figured I could always get to it later. But last month in June, I finally decided to finish him off. So I went ahead and reapplied some gunmetal gray paint apps, along with some bright red paint apps, as you can clearly see on the body. Then finally, I want to add a different type of paint color to go ahead and, make some more panels stand out. So then I saw my dark granite paint and thought, you know what? Why not? And here we are. Now you're probably wondering what else makes my 2.0 so special about the whole paint app. Well, as you see, I painted in what I figured could be like, some little power outlets showing this power going throughout the suit. The eyes, the arc reactor, these little, I don't know, PEC panels, you want to call them. Then the center beneath the arc reactor. Now these two, let's see, these two little ports right here, I painted them gunmetal gray and put a red dot on the inside of them as well, along with painting these parts, the dark granite, and then painting on the inside of them red. There are some little red accents all throughout the figure in very specific spots. Like, for example, on the inside of his hands, I painted around the rim a nice gunmetal gray. Then the inside the bright red. Then these little circles I found on the inside of his forearms, I paint them red too. And if you can see just enough along the inside of the gun, there's a little liner there that I painted as well. The guns were painted a flat jet black, then gunmetal gray over top the panels, and finally the red accent along the inside of the low line, and the inside of the top barrel. Now you're probably wondering what these, outside accessories are. Now for those of you who've been following my channel long enough, you should remember a couple of years ago, and not too long ago, I posted some pictures and videos talking about when to go ahead and upgrade this War Machine figure. Excuse me. These little top ports with the missiles on them actually come from an Iron Man 2 armored figure, who you go ahead swap out his arms, legs, head, and accessory weapons with a bunch of Iron Man figures that, like I said, came up from Iron Man 2. I have currently lost all of them. I had quite a few, but I lost them. I don't know where all of them are. I don't even know if I even have a complete armor set anymore. I think I had like 3, maybe 4 or 5. I can't even tell you which one this came from. I really can't. But they were a different subtle color. I dyed them black. Then I went ahead and painted them, as you see, gunmetal gray, dark granite, and bright red on the inside. I painted the bright red on the tips of the rockets and towards the back of them. The whole reason for this little thing is, as you know, I'm a Godzilla fan, and one of my favorites is Kiryu, who is the original inspiration for my name, Machine Dragon. Now, the inspiration came from Kiryu's gauntlet weapons, lasers, I guess you call them. I had these, and they, went on either the wrists or the legs, depending on which way you wanted to put them. And I thought, why not have some fun with it? Oh, here we go. And here's a cat cameo by my fiance's cat, Kona. Kona the coffee cat. Hey, Kona. She's a bit of an old kitty, but she's old. She's old but made of gold. Oh, can you hear her? She's purring. Yeah, she's good. She's a good girl. She was very apprehensive of me at first, but it looks like we're getting along pretty well. I think we've become very good friends. Yes, yes, I love you too, Kona. Now, if you'll excuse me. As I was saying, I had these parts lying around, and I knew I wanted to use them for a mecha. And being that I love giant robots and mechas and all, I had the idea to, well, use this for future stop motion videos. Now I just gotta learn how to do special effects, to add lasers and whatnot, and fire rockets, and boom, this will definitely pay off in the long run for future video plans. So yeah, I have collected a lot of parts for a lot of things to be used, and just don't really get to use some because I don't know how, in which way I want to use them, or don't seem to have the correct idea in how to use them or implement them. But I'm glad this was able to work out. However, it was not exactly very easy considering the fact that I had to try and find how would I get it on there because these things have pegs to plug in, and if you have this figure, I forget which figure line he came with, but there are no pegs in the forearms. There are not. And this is the exact same body build for Avengers Endgame of American Patriot, which honestly I believe that should have been the War Machine instead of American Patriot. I personally find it offensive that it wasn't War Machine having all the loadout weapons and everything, because that's what I picture when I see War Machine just decked out with weapons and ready to go. I guess this is another chance to talk about. Oh, here we go. Sorry, Kona wants to make another cameo, but this ain't exactly the most stable background. But anyway, another reason for this custom is because, little bit of sharing. War Machine actually is my favorite Iron Man armor. I had the video game Iron Man 2 with for PlayStation 3, and I primarily play in that as War Machine because honestly he's just so much cooler, and he's got the big gun and all the bells and whistles, and I have tricked him out. I'm pretty sure, gosh, the actor's name escapes me, but the actor who currently plays War Machine in the MCU, if he's still doing it, I think he'd be pretty happy with the loadout I gave War Machine, because he is definitely bad to the bone. But yeah, that's how I always prefer to see War Machine, as completely loaded out with weapons and ready to throw down and just pummel his enemies with overwhelming firepower. I was also considering giving him a second gun on the shoulder, either a little 3 cannon piece I found or something else, but um, it would just be stagnant like this gun right here on the shoulder. Again, you can see with this I painted it a different type of glossy black color on the inside, gunmetal gray, and red panel lines, both in front, on the sides, as well as towards the back. I'll just show you that real quick. There you go. You can see just a little bit of it, but enough for it to be there. As well as there's some red painting it going on in the back for the thrusters. I haven't painted on the back of the legs, but yeah. So like I was saying, I was going to go ahead and put another gun on the left shoulder, but I would have preferred to be articulated, and I would prefer if this gun was articulated too. I don't know if how many War Machine figures do have the articulated um, gun on their bodies. I know about one that I got as a Punisher Iron Man suit, but I don't know about any other major ones except for a smaller 3-inch Iron Man 2 figure. Sort of like this miniature Marvel wave that was they were coming out with for their movies. I saw one with all the bells and whistles, honestly, at my local Hobbies Galore, but I didn't have the money to get him. But hopefully, I can go back there and pick him up. Which, which brings us into something else. I have to admit, a personal grievance of mine right now is that I had originally two of these figures because I was building up to something. I was building up to having a little army wave, and I still want to do that because I wanted to have my American Patriot, who I've been working on customizing, now different colors and everything, to be like their leader. And well, recently I found my fiance took me to this place called Hobbies Galore, which is for a collector and customizer. That place is just like heaven to me. All kinds of cool stuff. And I will get into stuff I got from Hobbies Galore. It's not much, unfortunately, but they are some pretty cool things. But yeah, I sold my other War Machine like this to the Hobbies Galore because I forgot the original plan. I wish I'd kept him for comparisons because honestly, the original one just looks so dull and plain and just unimaginative. And this guy, well, his imagination running wild, but still being kind of grounded. And honestly, I think he came up pretty good. All the paint you see on him is not done at random. It is all put in very specific points. I wanted to make sure the paint was nice and clean and make sure that it looked good and just wasn't this explosion of color in your face. Essentially, what I wanted is for him to stand out, but not, you know, if you're a customizer who does kit bashing and paint jobs, I think you get where I'm coming at. I want him to stand out, but not be repulsive at the same time. Another fun thing, especially with these giant guns at the bottom, another thing to know is that I love getting effects, blast effects, beam effects, stuff like that, to add a little more to what I'm working on or what I'm having fun with. That led me to buying this uh, older version of the stealth suit armor because he came with something I didn't have, but knew I would need to make this custom figure go to the next level, which is these guys. Red beam effects, or repulsor blasts. Now you're probably wondering, okay, but what am I going to do with them? Well, fortunate for me, they work out great with the big guns. Like so. Bang! Pretty much like that. And, best part, double cannon action fire. Now for anyone out there who likes collecting Marvel Legends figures and having all these Iron Mans with their beam effects, they work out great. I don't even need to dye these, which I have thought about dyeing a few, and I do want to collect some more Iron Man armors because I have an idea in mind that I will actually try to get done. There is another War Machine figure out there based off of the Mark 1 Iron Man suit from Iron Man the Animated Series from the 90s, I believe. I believe it's from the 90s. Yeah. And he does come with some, I believe, darker red repulsor blast, as well as some other effects, which are pretty cool. But so far, these serve the plot well. Overall, guys, I think you can see what I had going on here as an idea for this custom figure. Again, I regret selling off my other one, so I can't do comparisons. Would I have done the exact same color scheme to, liven them both up? I don't know, honestly. I really don't know. But now the idea's in my head, and I can't do it because I sold that guy. Will I ever get another one? I I might, just to have these two guys as bruisers. However, I cannot make it 100%. If I do get another one, I cannot make it 100% like this one because, like I said, I had to drill in the peg holes, which did not come out too good. I was just basically eating away at the arms to get those accessories in. And since I couldn't get the peg holes I wanted out of them because my drill wasn't powerful enough, I ended up super gluing these things in place, which I did that because since I couldn't get the peg hole the way I wanted it, I made a peg hole further back on the left arm, right arm, and then I had to put another peg hole in the front, uh, the right arm. So there's two peg hole pieces in there, which just wouldn't look good. So yeah, he's now my one of a kind War Machine custom. Honestly, I'm pretty proud of the way he turned out because, I think he turned out pretty good. The gunmetal gray really works for him. The black accents is help make him stand out. Kind of makes me think a little bit about Terminator. The darker grays, the dark granite, also helps live up the color scheme quite a bit. All in all, I say I did a pretty good job with this guy. Would I ever sell him? Is a question that's now going on in my mind. Personally, I'd rather think no. I don't want to sell him because I put in some time and effort, and I'd rather, if I were to sell him, I want to get a good price for him. At Hobbies Galore, they only buy figures for certain prices, and you know, I'd like to sell him for something that I feel like reflects the effort I put into this guy. Subtle as some would say it would be. And I know there's someone out there who could probably customize, take the same figure, and maybe do a better customization of him, which is always cool to see. But, no, I don't think I'm going to sell him, especially not anytime soon since I just finished putting work into him to make him turn out the way I envisioned him in my head. So, no, I'm not looking to sell this guy anytime soon. All in all, for me, it's a proud moment to have a figure come out the way I envisioned him. Because as of right now, I have even more limited funds for my projects. I'm going through a bit right now, but I will get more funding eventually and do more things I want to do. But first and foremost, you gotta take care of the important stuff. This is just a hobby, and I personally believe that your hobby should not rule your life. They're only meant to serve as entertainment and to help you get through life. This should never be your life. Unless you can profit off it. Then you work something out. You can work something out because another hobby I have in mind I want to get back to and actually finish and make money off of is getting fish tanks and building dioramas inside them and see about selling that for a decent price. You know, even shipping it out. But currently, as of right now, yeah, I'm happy this came out the way I wanted it, because this is awesome, guys. And any other customizer who wants to do a figure and have it come out the way they want it to come out, it's a personally proud feeling. I will admit I was lazy on finishing this guy. It took years, what should have been a simple 1 or 2 days of work, because the paint has to dry and it has to, you gotta put on so many coats of paint, which sometimes, especially if you don't put down a primer, literally can take all day. I'm not even kidding. It can take longer than you anticipate. But, I'm glad I finally finished what I started. And I'm pretty proud of it. So guys, let me know if you think this is one of the coolest simple custom war machines you've ever seen. If you've seen cooler, tag the video in the comment section below. I'd love to check them out. Like I said, War Machine is my favorite Iron Man armor. And we gotta give him some more love, because this is cool. Anyway guys, that'll be enough for me. This video's gone on longer than I anticipated. So, Machine Dragon Nero, signing off. Turn in your field reports in the comment section below. And I'll see you on the battlefield.